Today we're going to be checking out a video about Poland. Today it's about Poland's public refrigerators for people in need. They just have refrigerators out for anybody to use.
That sounds pretty crazy to actually even have in the first place. I can't imagine that would ever happen in the US.
I don't think so. Let's check it out. I'm very curious to see what this entails.
What's this fridge doing on a street corner in central Wrocław, Poland? Turns out it's a charitable project. The fridge contains food available to everyone, free of charge.
Wow.
These refrigerators.
I feel like if I was in the US, it would get vandalized.
Yeah, vandalized, or one person that doesn't need it all would take all of it, even if there's like any honor system usually doesn't work that well in the US.
Refrigerators are great. Many people are in need. More of them every year.
The good thing is it's an educational fridge that teaches what sharing's all about.
Jan runs the project, setting up fridges around town. As his attire shows, he believes it's what's on the inside that counts.
Oh.
Listen up. My name is Jan Piontek. I'm the chairman of the Take and Help Foundation. People aren't defined by their clothes. What matters isn't taking, but giving. That's what makes us happy.
Dang, what a guy.
So these two should be very happy. The couple takes some bananas and place beets in the fridge along with bread and soup for someone else to take. Sharing is what makes this charitable project so special.
We drop off
I feel like
something.
that's something that the US doesn't have as much either, is like a community. Everything is individualism, me, not you. It's all this I don't know, you don't see things like this happen that often.
No, you don't see that at all. Everything is always like that. Even just the way transport works in the US is very individualistic, like just having cars for one person to go. That's so interesting.
It's because in the US, they pretty much tell us from when we're kids, even though they try to say sharing is caring on the TV shows, once you get a little bit older, it's don't be a freeloader. If you have to give things to people, then they're just freeloaders.
And then the people who are actually very wealthy actually were the ones stealing from all the other people.
That's how it works.
Post every day. We don't always take something, of course, but sometimes we grab some lunch because it's so convenient.
Poles have a big heart. We'd rather drop off food here so someone else can take it and it doesn't end up in the trash.
That's nice.
It's all about giving and sharing. Piontek
I mean,
drops
imagine
by.
you bought some bread and it's too much for just one person. You could just take what you need, and I don't know if you would actually want to open the bread and take it, but you can just, if there's some extra oranges or something, you can just take what you need and leave the extras.
The crazy thing to me is, why don't restaurants already do this?
Yeah, that is weird. Like, you would expect, with all the amount of food waste that exists in restaurants, if they realize, oh, we're not going to be able to sell the rest of this food and it's going to start going bad in a few days, why not?
It's literally the fact that the company thinks, oh, some people are just going to wait until we close and they're going to wait to get free food instead of buying it.
Yeah.
That's how much they care about making those extra sales instead of being like, oh, here, this is going to go in the garbage or we're going to give it to these people. They will throw it away so they don't have to potentially miss a sale.
Often to fill.
And people will probably show up late, some people.
And the US too, specifically, is very sue heavy. So if there's something that went wrong with that, the company's afraid they're going to get sued because they're liable for giving the food or something.
You'd think there'd be some sort of contract or some sort of law that would be if you give food away, then you're not liable, but I don't know.
Fill up the fridges with food donations, for example, from supermarkets.
School children stop by as well. Some will drop off cookies they don't need and take some potatoes or a sandwich, for example. It's fantastic that they're learning to share. That's education. It's great.
The fridge empties in no time at all, but most visitors feel too ashamed to talk to us. Although Poland's economy is doing comparatively well, some people are struggling. There are almost 20 such refrigerators in Wrocław alone, and
Wow.
1,600 across all of Poland, with more
Yeah,
being
man.
added.
1,600?
There are many kind-hearted people who call us. I have almost 60 places where people are offering to put up extra fridges. They're seeing that the project works and helps other people.
The city government is offering financial support to the project, but it does pump the brakes when Piontek gets too ambitious.
Nam oczywiście zależy, żeby...
It's
What is that
important
guy's
Piontek gets
pose right
too
there?
ambitious.
Is that some finger symbol he's holding up?
Zależy,
It's
żeby...
like a
It's
game
important to
pose.
us that there are as many refrigerators as possible in the city for people in need. When public funds are used, however, everything has to be absolutely transparent, and the quality of the food and the storage conditions must meet the highest standards.
That's good.
For Piontek, however, it's important that they can offer
We don't even, in the United States, they don't even care if the food that companies sell is to a high enough standard.
Yeah.
They're actually deregulating our food, and the U.S. has like, especially compared to Europe and the EU, really low standards for food.
But then this one is public food, which is normally when you hear public in the U.S., you think that the quality will go down also for that. But this one, it needs to be the highest standard.
anything at all. Making that happen can sometimes conflict with official rules.
We waste a lot of food, and people are often ashamed to ask for help. So fridges are an easy way to help out.
The food sharing project is also having an influence on people's meal plans. This couple, for example, is likely going to have every conceivable potato-based dish ever invented. Bon appetit.
All right. That's a lot of potatoes.
Wow, what a cool thing that's happening in Poland. I mean, like we said throughout this video, that's not something I think would happen in the... I mean, maybe like some good-hearted people would try to start it in the U.S., but then it would get vandalized.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, for the only way that could work is if they made it so that only certain people could qualify and get it, which leads to the whole thing of like, oh, who deserves this more than another person, which is why it's nice that this one's just a public fridge. So it's not even just about needing, it's more just about the give and take, sharing.
I mean, it's crazy how like prominent and widespread like what's it called? Porch pirates are in the
Oh,
US.
yeah.
Like there's just people that are going around stealing people's delivery packages off their porches, and that's like really common in the US. I don't think any type of honor system giving thing in the US would not be exploited by somebody, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Somebody that doesn't need it would go and take all of it.
Very unfortunate, yeah. I don't know if it would work. It would
think
need
it
to be
would.
highly regulated and monitored, which I imagine isn't the most worth it then at that
And
point for them.
That goes against like the whole point
Yeah.
of like community and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Poland doing some good stuff. Poland seems like a nice place. It'd be very nice to go and explore Poland.
Should we go to Poland, guys?
Let us know. See you in the next one. Bye.